Hello and welcome to the Best Practice interview series. Hi, I'm Michael Lysenblatt from Bounce Back Fast. Joining me today I have Aaron Sainsbury from Smartline Mortgage Group, New South Wales. Aaron, how you doing?
Pretty well. How you going, Michael?
Very well, very well. And I'm very excited about this interview. You are doing something very creative or very effective in your business that has helped your business to jump. You've literally doubled the amount of submissions over a period of about 12 months, from about 12 mil to 24 plus mil submissions over 24 months with one particular technique. Could you tell us what you've been doing?
Yeah, it's really simple. Anyone can do it. I've been getting on the phone and ringing people and speaking to them.
So this is high-tech stuff. You're picking up a phone and making some phone calls. But where does your database come from? Who are you calling?
There's two different databases. I previously had a conveyancing practice, and so I've got a very large database of people that I've done some conveyancing work for over a large number of years. But those people haven't necessarily yet become mortgage clients. So that's one of the databases. The other database is a database that I acquired from attending wedding expos over a period of about 18 months, and I built a database from doing that. So the practice now is that for 1 hour each morning, usually between 9 and 10 o'clock every morning, I get on the phone and I call those people and I just remind them that this is what I do in my business now. I'm a mortgage broker and this is what it involves, and is there something that I can help you with? And the answer to that's either yes or no. It's quite simple.
It's amazing. It's either they can or they can't. This is not a hard thing to do, correct?
Yeah, exactly right, yeah.
How did you manage the call feeling, the feeling of making a call? Was there any reluctance to give them a call?
Yeah, look, it was difficult, and I think that's probably the biggest barrier that most people find with quote-unquote cold calling. The fact that I'd met most of these people, and particularly the people who used to be conveyancing clients, I obviously know them, so
yeah, that
made it a little bit more of a warm call, I suppose. That made it a bit easier, but still, it was a call out of the blue that was unsolicited. So at first it was difficult, but the more I did it, the easier it became. And really, in the end, it just came down to very few people told me to rack off. And the ones that did tell me to rack off, well, I just simply respected that. I take them off the database and they don't hear from me anymore. It's as easy as that.
Yeah, and I think one of the rules is if you don't ask, the answer is going to be no.
Of course, yeah.
So, but you have a particular rule. You were talking before this interview, one of your principles or philosophies. Can you tell us more about that? About the call rule?
The call rule?
Yeah.
Well, it's just John McGrath calls it 10 before 10. So, and that's where I picked it up from. John McGrath has a rule in his business that he needs to make 10 phone calls to 10 people before 10 o'clock every day.
Yeah.
And that's where it started from. And I've sort of adapted that a little bit in that I don't necessarily need to make 10 phone calls or any particular number of phone calls, but it's just that's what I do in my business at that time of the day every day. Between 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock, I'm on the phone making phone calls. And if I happen to make 2 calls or if I happen to make 20 calls, that's fine, but that's what I do for that 1 hour.
And I think this is an important distinction. As a mortgage broker, people think that's what I do. Is I organise great loans for people, but really, a big part of your work is saying people have to know about me, and I've got to get on the phone and talk to people. And again, this is part of your regular routine. Anyone, they get up, they get dressed, they have their breakfast, they brush their teeth, and as you said, between 9 and 10, I make my calls, and this makes it part of your everyday sort of routine.
That's exactly right. I mean, it's one thing to say that as a mortgage broker, what I do is arrange loans for people, but if there aren't any people there in the first place to arrange loans for, it's going to be pretty awkward to do that.
Mate, no clients is no business. That's it.
That's right. You've got to find the clients first.
That's it. How did you build up this database from the wedding expos? What did you do to collect names and details?
Yeah, okay, that's probably a really good question because I've had a few people who have asked me about it and said, oh, yeah, I tried a shopping centre stand once and it didn't work. And typically when I've said, okay, why didn't that work for you? What did you do? The answer normally is I got a big table. I set a table up in a shopping centre with some brochures and business cards on it, and I sat behind the table and waited, and nothing happened. And I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
What I did differently was, firstly, I didn't have a table. So there's no barrier between me and all the punters that were coming into the wedding expo. I was acutely aware that a wedding expo was a really odd place for a mortgage broker to be promoting himself. People just weren't expecting to see me there. So I didn't talk to people about mortgages at all. I had a competition, and I'd organised with a photographer that I knew that she donated for me a $500 voucher that I could give away one every month at the Wedding Expo. So I just simply had a competition. I had a form that people could fill out to enter the competition for a $500 voucher, and that was it. I stood out in front of my stand, my little allotted spot in the expo hall, and as people came past, I grabbed them and I engaged them, and I wanted to. I had a bit of fun with it. It was great, meeting people and talking to people. And I just said, hey, do you want to win a $500 gift voucher? Fill this in. Simple as that. And I just, at one stage, I would have people queuing up, waiting to fill out the form, and that was sort of self-perpetuating. The more people were queuing up, the more people came and wanted to queue up because they thought it was something that was great.
Wow. So what you've done, you've actually understood that your business is about having people coming into the business. You need people, you need clients to get interested. So you've stepped outside of yourself and go, mate, whilst I am a mortgage broker, I'm a business person as well, and I've got to have a way of inviting people or attracting people into the business. So that whole day you weren't a mortgage broker, you were hosting a competition, and as a result of that, you had a fairly good database to work with.
Yeah, I guess that's right. And
nice.
Then once you've got the database, it's the next step. It's the old story. Like quite often people will do something like a letterbox drop campaign. They'll go and drop 15,000 flyers in the suburb, sit back and wait, and then complain that nothing happened. It didn't work for them. There's got to be some follow-up after that. There's no point in me getting all of those names on a database and then just waiting for something to happen from that. I've then got to make use of that database. So, as well as my regular telephone call program, all of those people receive regular emails from me on our bulk email campaign. Through those campaigns, I've also asked those people to connect with me via social media, so that the ones who've done that are also now receiving regular communication by way of Twitter and Facebook. So it's a multi-pronged attack, I guess, and there's a number of different ways to keep in contact with people. And really, it's just about, as often as I can, reaching out and dropping my business card in those people's front pocket, so that when the time does come, and that might be now, it might be somewhere down the track, when the time does come and they need me to help them out, they will know.
Fantastic. Aaron, this makes such great sense. You understood the market, you got out there, you put the database, you made the calls, you got out there, in front of the people, and you followed up consistently. So anyone in business could be doing this.
Yeah,
there's no great barrier. So those listening or watching this, please understand that Aaron is not a marketer; he's a business person and understood the value of actually becoming more sales or marketing orientated. And he's taken some action and has got some great results. He's doubled his submission rates within about 12 months. Correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Fantastic. So, Aaron, I want to thank you very much for being part of this sort of snapshot, this best practice interview series. I want to wish you every success with your business. And for everyone listening, here's some great tips and ideas to put in practice for your business as well. So I'm Michael Eisenblatt. Keep bouncing back.
Thanks, Mike.
Cheers.